Doing a treatment note, the first time you got to make a little bit of a note. The second time is pretty easy. So click on the little clipboard here. Brings you into the note. And again, if it's your second note, say inherit previous documentation, yes. If it's your first note, you're going to start from blank template. And we're going to say physical therapy templates. We're going to say daily note. And it brings us into the daily note. Data service, probably today. Unless you're doing them late, you can backdate it. If you knew the time in and time out, great. Let's put that in. And we say that we really did this note yesterday, whatever it happens to be. Patient was accompanied by whomever. Patient reports, whatever subjective report. Any issue with the home exercise program? Yes, no, or unknown. Any new orders or changes? Yes, no, and unknown. What problems are we really kind of dealing with here? What are the main categories what we're treating? Pain ratings. Again, if it's not like a cardiac patient, there's no reason, like we don't have orders to monitor vitals, whatever, just press the little minus button and get rid of that. Treatment. This is going to be depending on the categories from the eval. So we've got all the treatment categories, like here's their activities. But let's say I need gait training. Again, gait training should literally only be if you're teaching someone how to walk, either with a new weight-bearing status, after a stroke, it would, I guess, be neuro-re-ed, with a new device, new weight-bearing. So if it has words like step 2 with rolling walker, focusing on verbal cues for hip swing while other foot in stance, that's gait training. Go ahead and bill for that. If you're just getting the person like standby assist, 100 feet, rolling walker, focusing on activity tolerance and endurance, that's therapeutic activities. Don't put that into therapeutic exercises. Don't put that into gait training. But if we've got gait training and we did do like neuro, let's say, again, neuro must have a primary diagnosis of something neurological, a stroke, etc. Must be the main diagnosis. If it's not, we can't use neuro even if we're doing neuro. If it is the main diagnosis and we're doing neuro, then we'll click here to pull in neuro. And I'm going to put this below down here. So I'm going to move this down. If you forget to, it's not the end of the world. Again, I don't need all 4 necessarily, so I use the minus to get rid of some of these. And I'm going to click on neuro-re-ed, and if it's not this kind of stuff, like tone reducing, neuro, NDT, PNF, if it's not this kind of stuff, then you shouldn't be a neuro anyway. It should probably be more Therex balance, whatever. So if it is one of these, like apraxic inhibition, what are the details of that? Type in the details, what you did, how long did you do it for, reps, etc. You fill out the parts you need to fill out. Duration's usually kind of the key one. Supervision. If it's the PT doing it, then it's one-on-one with therapist. If it's a PTA, it's one-on-one with assistant. Did he do it today? Yes or no? And again, each time I do this next visit, this will all pull in. So you can just say, no, I didn't do it today, and I'll do it next visit kind of thing. And then that way it stays there. So all you have to do is say yes on the next visit when the visit notes flow through. So therapeutic activities, we did a bunch of stuff. Again, I'll just go duration. You can type in your own response here if you need to. And I'll say we did this with it was the assistant that did this. And keep going down. How did they do today? How did they respond? What improved? What's function improvement? What was worse? Areas of concern. This is your skilled part. We did all this. Patient demonstrated difficulty with balance outside of their base of support. Poor balance reactions, poor protective strategies, bad ankle strategy, still progressing, whatever it is. See the following company documents for overall progress assessment documents. That's if we are doing like a daily note with a progress or a discharge or a recert. Otherwise, turn that sucker off by pressing the minus button. Plan of care for next session. We're going to add the following, progress the following, advance the next phase, add rep sets, whatever it is. I don't know, whatever it is. And then any DC plans? Yep, we're going to DC until or whatever. That's on the eval as well. So if you want to pull that in from the eval, you can literally go plan of care and go down to discharge, ABCD, discharge plans, right here. And that'll bring it in from the discharge. You see here it's pre-filled out. So anything you want to bring in from the eval, you can go to that section and pull it in from the eval. So plan of care, I want to choose my response, get from previous documents, select a previous document, whichever one I want it to come in from, let's say from the recert. And what do you want to pull in? I only want to pull in the discharge plans, use selections. And here it is, discharge plans come in. So that's how you bring in stuff from there. But if you notice, I turned other stuff off, so that got pulled out. So not something you really ever need to do all that much. Charge advice, I did whatever matching upstairs. I did Therex for 1 unit for 30 minutes. Nope, I did it, that would be 2 units. Was the assistant involved? Yes. So if you're the PTA, the answer is yes. And that's it. Then we just say this is incompleted if it's complete. If not, you can go save draft. So if I do save right now, it's going to tell me if I have anything wrong. So here it says an assistant's signature should be present. Well, I wasn't an assistant on that, so let me, that's why it's giving me that warning. So it'll give you warnings, but if I'm ready to save it, I go to complete. But let's say I'm just kind of done here and I want to come back here and do another document. I could do another document. But let me show you what that looks like if I'm on my next visit note. On my next visit note, remember I started here from blank. Anytime we're after the first note, I'm going to inherit the previous one. So then I'm going to say, let's do a daily note. And when it brings me the daily note, it's completely filled out from my last note. So all you have to do is update these things. Did you change anything? All these are yeses or not. And all you're doing really down here is signing off on the charge sheet and signing off. So remember, on the first note that you do a daily note on, it's start from blank, daily note. Every note from that point on, let me go back here, is to say inherit your daily note from previous documentation. Anything like a progress note, KX modifiers, all that kind of stuff, that'll be up here to let you know, like progress due 9 visits, research due this. That stuff tells you it's all accurate if your notes are accurate. If you haven't typed a note in 4 days and the PT's going out there, they won't see that it's doing 9 visits because you haven't done your notes. If you've been up on your notes, they'll be able to see it. If you want to read a note, like let's say I want to see the prior evaluation, click on the eyeball here, I could read the note. If I want to copy and paste something, you could. If I want to leave a note like, hey, I got a question I want to review, you can. There's no real reason to, so I could read different documentation. And that's really about all you have to do on your daily notes. Like I said, after the first one, it moves really quick.